Yes.
So good morning everyone and welcome to the first session today. My name is Shashi Kumar and she is Pramila. She's our co-author for this paper. So you can hear me right without mic?
Yes.
Okay, great. So one hand is free.
Yeah.
So I lead the product assurance and certification team, which is my topic is very close to Manjunanda's topic, so we work very closely. And I've been interacting with Semilac for nearly 25 years. And I was in the SDA Air Force.
Oh, okay, sir.
So it's a long interaction with Semilac. Some are the other way we were interacting. So that's a brief introduction. And so we'll start today's topic, overcoming certification challenge of AI-based airborne systems using FAA overarching properties. So if, I think all of you are aware of FAA, it's Federal Aviation Administration, Government of United States of America. So where we usually go for most of the certifications, and US, currently US and FAA are the most powerful certification bodies in the world, and followed by ANAC and TAAC, etc. DGCA is still evolving, and I'm very happy to say that Semilac is fast picking it up, and they're doing a lot of certifications, and especially on MIL and as well as they are picking up on 178 also. That's really wonderful. So this is a quick agenda. What is aviation, aviation industry concerns? So main thing is what is industry concerns in product certification. I think you all echo with me on what are the concerns we have with the certification. Whoever has interacted with certification bodies or certification teams within your organizations, you are aware of what is the pain points they give it to you back. So these are some of the challenges what we are going to face, and we'll quickly, this FAA overarching property is a big topic. We'll not be able to cover in 1 or 2 minutes, so we'll just touch base upon it, and then we'll move on to the, how can we use that overarching properties for our, for showing this faster certification, easier certification still, and the safety is not, compromised. So first of all, artificial intelligence is the game changers in aviation that all of us know that as it's in any other sector, it's a game changer here. The use of AI in digitization technologies allows for more acceptability and adaptability, optimization, efficiency, capacity, and the more you talk, the less it is. Because in any other sector, we have transformed, it could be automotive, medicine, medical, or any other safety critical systems where this giving a lot of benefits. Similarly, even there is hardly any field left where AI is not touching this. If you take out your mobile phone nowadays, the cell phone is having a lot of AI features in it, which is, we don't even know that. There are so many AI features built into it. So especially your search engine is so much tuned to the Google or any other search engine, so much tuned to the AI. They know your behavior, what kind of videos you prefer. If you go to the YouTube, they know what kind of videos you prefer. So same kind of videos, at the same time it pops up. For example, if you are listening news for 8 o'clock, if you are reading news, that news channel is going to the same news channel pops up. These are all based on the things on machine learning systems. So there's a lot of benefits going to aviation sector also is going to take it. But one is the very important safety could be a challenge for AI. How to implement safeties. So these are some of the game changers in it. What is future? With AI-based smarter avionics, flight crew will focus more on mission management rather than controlling the aircraft. So they don't have to control the aircraft. You manage the mission, and the aircraft gets controlled on its own. So that's what the machine learning is all going to planning to focus on it. So then the air traffic controllers have got a lot of horrifying times, especially with busy traffic like Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Calcutta, or like any other international airports globally. They have a lot of traffic, and at any given time, at least 5-6 aircrafts are lined up for landing. 5-6 aircrafts, more than that, are lined up for takeoff, and they have 1 runway or 2 runways. You can just imagine the traffic management difficulties they have. So in between any emergency aircrafts comes, that's the end of it. So they have a lot of hard times. So this AI is definitely going to help them. AI and digitization will impact the rule making and oversight. This is the most important. It is very close to me and my heart because I am very closely involved in certification of products. And this is going to, the aviation cert authorities are doing a lot of hard work to put the certification guidance on the plate for us. So some of the industry concerns, what are the industry concerns we have is, So we have a lot of guidances like DO 178, DO 278 and 254, ARP and so much of guidances are there, and these guidances have been working for us very safely for last 20-30 years. For example, 178 first released way back in 1988-87 time frame, first version. From there onwards, the latest version is released in 2011. That's 178C. So these all standards, have been working for us fantastically. And if you look at the aviation safety track record, it's much better than any other industry in the world. And this is the safest, air travel is the safest, mode of transportation in the globally. So it's all because of, we have all these guidances. But they have stood by the time, they have given us very safe products. But there are some concerns, they are not suitable for latest technologies for AML, because when these guidances are envisaged, this AML did not even exist, so nobody has thought of it. It was there in the machine learning kind of thing. It was on the theory and paper, but nobody thought that it will come to this level of maturity where one day it will be part of our routine life. So that nobody thought. So these guidances are not meant for that. And however, next point is these guidances are very prescriptive, and that's what the industry feels. But if you ask a certification person, I don't believe that's very prescriptive. I feel it gives a lot of freedom for us to innovate and come out with our own ways of giving certification, providing certification. And only thing is you have to prove to the regulator, say that hey, this is meeting this challenge. That's all. You have to meeting this guidance. That's all you have to prove it. So, but however, industry feels that it's very prescriptive. So that's what I recorded here. But I belong to both industry as well as purely from certification. I don't think it's very prescriptive. So I agree. I think you agree with me, Manju. So I don't think. So these are the certification challenges. But however, this 178B, CE, D5, 254, people, why we feel they're not able to be impractical. I think we are still not studied what is the AA guidances exactly. Regulators are putting it up, and what the DO 178 things are there. But we can take care of many of the things. So let's see what FAA, CAA, ICAO, EASA, and JAA was Joint Aviation Authority. Earlier we used to call it as EASA, and still some cells exist in that. So what these regulatory bodies are doing and what is their roadmap. So we'll quickly see in one slider what it is. So if you look at the AA certification regulatory current status, starting with ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, most of the countries are signatories to the ICAO. So here it says this guidance is like 178 and 254 are not being developed with AA technologies in mind. So that's all of us aware of it, and industry acknowledges it. Even the regulators do acknowledge it. At the same time, so what ICAO came out with, it came out with the initiative to update the amendments, update and amend the SARPs. They have got standard aviation regulatory practices standards, SARPs, to allow for the use of new AA technologies. And they have argued, they are asking the states. When you hear the states, means actually any signatory country is called state. It's not Karnataka state or Tamil Nadu state. It's not like that. When you say in the civil aviation language, when you say states, it's in the signatory countries. So that's aviation body. So they are called as states. So they are arguing the countries and states. Hey, you come out with the guidances and let's review together. Let's partner together, and we acknowledge the current standards and guidances are not good enough for taking care of AML, especially the trustworthiness, transparency. These things are little hard to prove with a 178 and 254 and IRP guidances. So now, AA certification EASA roadmap, it says this in the 2021 they gave the first usable draft guidance. So industry reviewed it. I also one of the person who reviewed it. We gave a lot of comments, and they came out with updated guidance in 2022 beginning, 2022 mid, and in the 2023 first quarter they came out with the level 2 guidance. When we say level 1, level 2 guidance, it's its amount of autonomy. So level 1 is absolutely no autonomy, it is just an advisory to the pilot. Level 2, some activity, it's a pilot assisted, it's assisting to the pilot, pilot can take some decisions he can leave it to the, this one autonomous. And with level 3 is a full autonomous, in auto takeoff, auto landing, this kind of things. So these are 3 levels of guidances they came out with. This is a roadmap which they have given, and if you look at level 1 guidance is going to come out only in the 2025 and beyond actually. So that's getting shifted now. So what ESI is trying to do is we are giving you the guidance, implement it, come out with case studies, and we will study together and fine tune it. Okay, that's what is the ESR. But FAA, but what SI is saying that this is our industry body, so Society for Automotive Engineers. So what these people are thinking is, so they come out with AIR guidances. These people are still there, and they are not been finally published yet. Actually, they are only they are, once these all guidances come, then we come out with the standard practices. So that it takes a little time. But now let's see what FAA is doing. So coming to why I am coming to the FAA and ESA only, because no other industry board, no other regulators have talked anything about AML as of now. I'm happy again CEMILAC is coming out with, let's do something on AML. DGCA is still not there. They are telling, okay, that FAA certified will stamp it. So we are not there. So DGCA is still taking time to understand the consequences of it. So FAA has proposed overarching properties. In this, there is a FAA, NASA, and Honeywell were partners in defining the first cut guidance on what is overarching properties, and it was study done almost 8 to 10 years back, I believe. So we have some references in there. We can look into it. So with that, we felt that after studying that overarching properties and the ESA guidance was put together, we did a study and we felt that using the combination of these two, we can develop the we can little more easily we can certify the products and we can prove to the regulators. So what overarching properties talk about is, so this is an FAA initiative which has streamlining the process initiative certification based on overarching properties, one of them. They have many certification challenges. They want to simplify. Even the US government is telling them, you have to reduce your involvement in certification activity and give it more authority and autonomy to the industry to prove to you rather than you yourself going and finding compliance. And they are cutting their staff also and cutting the budgets also. You have to be leaner and faster, and industry should be happy to work with you. Not that industry feels that you are a bottleneck. So that's what is the guidance. So they have come out with many ideas, and in that, they have originated the FAA 2015 somewhere. They were first workshop, and thereafterwards, FAA, NASA, and Honeywell got together and came out with an FAA first paper on overarching properties and what are the benefits. So objective is to reduce the burden on both the applicants and the FAA, but the same level of and higher level of safety to be maintained. And it can be another standard means showing 178BC compliance and DO254. And it will create a certification framework without compromising anything on the safety. So FAA encourages to implement overarching properties. It can reduce the cost, it can time reduction, and increase the time to market. We are just listening in the little while ago in the group discussion. It's just not the time to market, it's also it is safe product is delivered to the customers. So it aims to simplify the certification process, entire overarching properties. So what is the overarching properties all about? I would request Pramila to take further, and with using this overarching properties and also with the ESA guidance put together, how can we simplify? We have come out with something called a safety net concept. So she will want to. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Till now we have here that what is the concerns we have in certifying the AML, and we have an existing guidelines which is not really holds good to go for the AML specific applications we are going to keep in the aircraft. So what is FAA is talking is overarching property. This is nothing but a different things they are talking, but they are kind of simplifying the DO 178 objectives. Before that itself it exists, but how we are going to adapt this as part of the AML technology in place, and how we can take credit of the existing strategies initiative already in place, so that we can achieve time to market easily. At the same time, the safety also not to be compromised, because we are working on the airborne software. So how we can achieve that, and what are all the challenges involved in that will be covered by me. So what is the overarching property? So we have a different set of objectives in DO 178. So we have only 3 categories here. It's an intent. So I have to build a system, right system. So when I'm building a system, I have to build a right system, and I have to know what my system functionality is and how it is going to behave. So that's the first intent. And the next, what I build is it a right, and it is meeting the expectations, what it has to functional, and that's what I'm going to do in the correctness. And third one is acceptability. Since we are bringing in AI into picture, how I am going to show that what my system is built is right, and it is whatever I did is correct, and it is not doing anything unintentionally, so that I make that acceptability criteria to that. So these three things only FAI is coming up with the overarching properties. By looking this, it looks simple. But when getting to the AI application into the board, so there are little challenges we are facing it. How we are going to do that? By seeing three categories, we feel that okay, it can be achievable. But there are challenges into that as well. So we'll look into that as well. So what are the challenges? So as I told, I have to meet an intent, I have to define my behavior, and everything has to be in place. So different perspectives has to be considered when I'm bringing an AML application into that. So the specific things is my software, how it is going to be built, and what are all the considerations I have to take into picture, and how it is going to not touch the traditional system if I am putting along with the traditional system, and my AML output systems, what it is going to behave, interact with the other traditional systems, and how it is going to impact the behavior of the other systems has to be considered. And that's the main thing. So we have to define everything clearly, that what is my system and the connection to the other system, how it is going to be, and what is the behavior of my system. And the next thing, when it comes to correctness, to verify that specific things, the data management is the main thing, because that is not coming into picture anywhere. So we have to, the input what we are going to feed into the model and train the model, that's what going to play a major role. And we have to hold that framework and clearly come up with the data management structures. And then the scalability of tools are available, and how it is going to take credit and achieve the verifiability is still a concern, and we are having the challenges in that aspect. And finally, acceptability. So whatever we have, the explainability portion has to be achieved by this. Still we are not there, and there are challenges are there to explain the model and how it is, what I am passing to the model and how it is coming out of that. So moving on, so as I told, we have to have a safety in picture. So safety net has to be kept in place so that I will tell my system is behaving deterministically and it's not having an impact to the safety. And coming that, we have come up with a set of suggestions for each of the categories, what we can do and how we can achieve that easily when we are bringing AML application. So I'm categorizing into the different set of things. Coming into the specifications, we have to have a AI assurance case, and we have to build a AI assurance model and structuring notations to achieve the goal, what I am defining for that particular system. So that way of structuring has to be defined, which includes the diversified AI application specific context into place, so that I can clearly define my system of the AI in the place of contacting with the different traditional systems. And then, as I told, the data has to be considered. So what I am going to pass in is that my data is valid and enough to pass in, and it is all the conditions, scenarios, all those things I am taking care, considering all the different varieties of data into the picture. And then model implementation metrics, we have to continuously monitor, because we have to show the explainability and acceptability process. So we have to continuously learn the model. We can't do that in here, so we have to train our model, keep our data updating, and continuously monitor the system, how my system behavior is, so that we can achieve that as well. And then there is no review and guidelines available in place now, so we have to internally, because we have a DO 178, but all our works what we have an internal strategized approaches, methods we have internally to achieve those objectives. So like that, for AML also we have to come up with strategies and initiatives to achieve how we can meet that as well. So this is again to the correctness perspective. So data has to be considered, what I am having, and that comes into the operational domain. So that's what the main point we have to consider. What I am having is within the operational domain has to be considered when I am considering the correctness perspective, and then validating that the entire model and it is behaving correct. There are so many things we have to consider, and one of the things is formal methods also can be adopted, so that we can try my model is doing the correct things only. And there are set of tools available, so we can explore and qualify that tools also, so that we can take credit of that as well. And then we can use the different models and to test that particular system, and all the models who is testing my particular model is giving the result of the same behavior what I wanted to achieve. And then traceability matrix has to be established, so that I know that where I am and how I can check top down and bottom up to reach and explain the system behaviors. So on model metrics, we have to consider for the performance specific things. And finally, coming to the acceptability. So as I told, visual representation, we have to show off, explain that what I am passing in is what I am getting out. So visual representation can be taken into account, and then so much consideration of what we have is build a AI system to explain that also can be possible. As I told, we have a safety net, and it is traditional system is also in place. So we have a switch, and I told operational domain is in place. So we have operational domain, and safety net switch will have the control. If my domain is not behaving as expected, the switch will be triggered and it will be changed to a traditional system. Like autopilot, how we are having the control, the same way AML system also will be in place to get the maturity level. So once we get the maturity level, can be achieved. So to as of now, to achieve the safety of that particular system, so this is one of the approach. We can have the redundant system of both AI and traditional system. Whenever there is a disconnect is happening, the safety net will be switching back to the traditional system as it works as it is. And there are so many safety mitigations also we have to consider. This is almost similar to what we have, but AML perspectives we have to look further and how to consider the security aspects and ethics and trustworthiness aspects as well. So conclude on the summary. So industry is coming up with the different strategies, ESI is coming up with the different guidelines, and FA is coming up. So why we are coming up with the overarching properties is, this is giving an open area that what I want to achieve, I can develop a strategy and methods so that I can tie into the overarching properties so that I can show the compliance and certify the AML system early to the market. At the same time, safety is also not compromised, can be achieved through this. And it distills DO 178 objectives to only the 3 categories, and it's giving the open area to come up with and explore further, to come up with my own strategies and put it in place and get it certified. That's all about overarching properties.
I have one question. So can we consider
I
overall?
think, first of all, we should applaud them for giving a beautiful boot camp upon AI ML. So thank you for such a, what do you say, boot camp for AI ML and its implication for safety applications. And secondly, it's got on time. So again, applaud to them. Questions open for questions.
I have one question.
minutes for questions. Yeah.
So can we consider this overarching property as linking these 3 entities to achieve the common goal, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What are the 3 persons pointing carrying towards the common goal
Yes.
depicted in the present, right?
Yes.
If that is the case, what are the constraints which makes 3 entities to be linked?
3 entities. See, if you are
can go to the slide.
That intent, correctness and acceptance, 3
This one you
entities
are
are
saying,
there,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yes. What are the constraints or conditions which makes to link these 3 entities to achieve the common goal? What are the factors or,
Common goal is for safety, right?
Safety.
I'm not talking about common goal. What makes these 3 entities to link together? That is what overarching, right?
See, these 3 entities has to be worked together only. We can't separate it out and achieve it, because you are building a system. If you are not verifying it, we can't have that system in place, right? So it has to be verified. Since we are giving AI into the picture, the explainability factor has to be considered, and the certification authorities has to accept your system is working fine.
No, when
And
we
it is
say-
not-
When we say overarching, the 3 entity has to be considered, right?
No.
What is the constraint to be?
Do not get confused. It's not something. It looks new to you. It may be looking new to you, but this has been practiced in our systems right from time immemorial, I should say. Because if you look at the last column, colloquial passes, get the requirements right, build the right. Are we not doing it earlier? We were doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now are we not doing system is built right to do the right things? We were doing it earlier also, and we'll continue to do that. And third thing, our system is not doing anything wrong other than what we planned. That was there, we were even earlier also. Only thing is what the FA is trying to put together is, see, I am interested to see only these things. Okay, I am interested in see only these things. You prove to me that your requirements are right. Okay, you prove to me that your system does nothing wrong other than what is defined in your requirements.
See, instead of
How
going
do you
with the
prove it?
defined
How do you prove it?
approaches-
It's your
How
choice.
do we are making difference between conventional and this particular AE?
No, it's not the same convention, it's bucketed together here. Huh.
If the AI model do the same intent, you say that, okay, we are meeting the requirement.
Exactly.
Your algorithm output should be same as what we are expecting from a traditional output.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you go to the next slide. So if you go be there. So if you look at this, the safety net is what we proposed. Okay, in this safety net, there is a deterministic safety critical system is always existing. Okay, for example, now we have flight control system. Okay, flight control system or a flight management, so whatever, they have manually been done, and nowadays it's all automated. So, but if the automatic flight control system fails, it gives an indication to the pilot that, automatic AFC is not working, so you take over manually, and he does manual fly, and it comes to but only his workload increases, but the aircraft is still safe. Right. So what we are suggesting here is you have that same similar system. It's a non-deterministic system here. So a non-deterministic system will.
Probably we'll take the discussion.
Yeah.
No, you just complete this, that's all.
So this non-deterministic system.
I have an important question. I have worked on one of the projects where neural network was used for reconfiguration control. So when we were working on the certification planning, there was no specific document with EASA or FAA which would certify the AI or ML based artifact or model. So we kind of approached to one group of 114 by SAE, as you mentioned. So when do you think that would be a good time that when the products that that embed the AI or ML techniques would go on board? Maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line?
Yes, sir.
2025 is given for level 1.
I missed the
Level
initial
1.
5 slides. So
Yeah,
2025.
is what EASA is proposing.
2025.
2025 is ASA is proposing first level guidance.
Guidance.
Okay. Then.
Okay, afterwards you have to build products over using that guidance.
Okay. So that's
So it
not
may
the
take
final
another
certification
3-4
plan.
years. How you do it? Take aerospace products will take
See,
minimum
you
3-4
can
years.
parallelly also work on. The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
level guidance is out, right? So we can parallelly work on. When they release that, you can just see the
Yes,
gaps
yes,
around that, and you can make a product into market so soon as well. So
Yeah.
it's all the way how we are going to operate
Yeah,
along with
maybe-
our certification
I
authorities.
got it. I just didn't know the timeline because I was thinking that the artifacts or models or the documents that we're creating based on the AI ML techniques, are those artifacts going to put in this cold storage if you don't have the certification plan? But now I-
No, they want to take your product as a case study and improve upon it.
Yeah.
Sir, we'll take one more question then.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I have two questions.
Okay, one more question is what?
Only one, sir, because then we will cut down on the other.
Short question.
Yeah.
So, I could not
We'll
see
take
the
your question later.
Pre-processing of the
We'll have a
data,
discussion, yeah.
because data is the important entity in all the AI ML. So pre-processing regarding that, any
Yes,
plan is there?
actually we have not covered the depth of data management lifecycle the whole, because the presentation is 20 minutes, you can't cover everything into that.
But
So
it
that's
is
the
there.
reason, it's there,
It's
data
covered.
management lifecycle has to be covered. I have
And-
just set it into the one bucket that data management lifecycle process has
That
to be
is already
managed,
covered.
yes.
And in
It will
this-
cover the data processing, data management, data collections, and how I am going to
Data
feed that,
configuration management.
of data configuration and recording, and if it incident is happening, how I am going to reach, because this is something different, we have to track everything all together, right?
And does this safety net varies with the type of algorithm, because there are a lot of algorithms which are
Yeah, just if you look at
working
here,
for different these
we
things.
have put one block here. This aircraft personality module, that's what we have put here. Based on the aircraft personality module, it defines the envelope of the operating environment of the airplane. Okay, if anything goes beyond that APM, then automatically the switch triggers and the traditional system comes into the picture. And also this APM can be easily certified using the PDA, that is parameter data item, which is a concept in 178C. So with that, it is certification and recertification, it will be easy for you.
So
So
based
that's
on
what
the
we are considering.
configurations, the safety net switch also will be worked along with that as well.
But will there be any
Can we take the
changes?
remaining discussions
based on
later?
algorithm?
You can take the remaining discussions during lunch.
Yeah, break time. we can.
Yeah, we need to move.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
your
very much.
lot of interesting questions. And we thank Infosi for allowing us to talk on our concept here.
Thank you, sir. It was really good for me to listen to your talk. Very, very, I think for me it was a boot camp, so I'm going to start working on AI as soon as I go back to my office.
Yeah.
So this is appreciation thing from Infosys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have Prabhat here?